Um,
We need to
yeah, you
talk
want to start it
about
off?
Causeway.
Causeway, which we swore was Causeway.
You swore. I trusted.
It felt like it. That's how I thought it was for months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that was a lot.
it
Do you
was a
think?
lot. It
I'm
was
gonna,
good.
before I even rate it, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I really, really liked
I
it.
really, really liked it too.
Oh my
It
God.
deserves a lot of respect.
It does, and so does J Law.
Hmm.
She did a really good job.
She did such a good job.
I mean, holy fuck.
Mhm.
I
No,
believe
for
you.
real.
If you came up to me, like, if you said, I quit acting, I joined the army, and I had a brain injury,
Yeah.
and like, this is me now, I'm sure you did. I'm sure
Yeah.
you did. I believe you.
I I believe her too. It was really good.
Fuck. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ooh, that was a heavy, but so nice, like,
I
movie.
know. I completely agree. I
It
guess
must
we
be because
should.
it's A24.
Yes. A24
That did
is
not,
just,
it like, that makes the whole movie make more sense.
yeah, it really does.
All right, let's start rating it then. You can start off.
Oh my gosh. I'd give it a 9.2, 9.3.
I'd give it,
And that's really going off my personal feelings too. I
okay,
mean, I think normal, I think, I guess just a regular, how I
yeah,
usually rate it.
mm-hmm. Okay, there is a slight divide between feelings and
Yeah,
critique,
that's
but
how I felt. But then I kind of changed my mind.
okay, yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. I'll give it a 9.0.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It was good. That was so good.
It was so good.
Oh, it said so much
It did.
by saying nothing. Those were the scenes that said
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
Poetry or something. Oh, that was really good. Okay, well, first, here's just like a random scene I want to talk about. Obviously, before I even go there, this movie is very much trauma. That's like you can
Yes.
just call the whole
It's a trauma
thing.
dump.
Yeah, it's baggage.
Yeah.
Lots of baggage. But yeah, lots of trauma fucking everywhere. The
Yeah.
every direction, every person, they're covered in trauma.
Yeah.
Soaked, drenched, dripped of trauma.
Yes.
Bad. Everyone has PTSD in all
Yes.
different ways.
Yes.
Oh, anyway, how they were able to capture, obviously it's primarily through her. The whole movie is her
Right.
perspective.
Mhm.
But how they were able to capture a trauma lens of almost showing like tunnel vision in ways
Yes.
without like making the screen a tunnel because it's not like
Right.
that, but showing that feeling of
Yeah.
everything feeling almost like acid or like
Yeah.
whatever.
And even her scene, I think she's struggling after the friendship goes haywire
Mhm.
and she's running and just, I
Yeah.
don't know, just different scenes.
Oh,
If you're someone who
yeah.
knows what it's like to have anxiety, depression, PTSD,
For me, the first time that I thought it was really good, her kind of car crash
yes,
and how
that was
it was like
so
bumping the car. It, oh my God.
her reaction. I
Yes.
even felt it in my bones, like
Me
as
too. I
if I
was
was in the car.
nervous. But you're still dealing with it. Like
Yes.
it's still happening, whether you're
Yes.
nervous or not. Holy
They did
shit.
that so well, and I do not know how they got that feeling.
Who did this? Look it up.
I do need to look it up.
Look it up now.
What other scenes really got you?
There's a lot. But what I was gonna say before I went to this whole trauma thing, a scene that stuck out to me really heavy. So like she has this relationship with her mom, right? That is relatable. Like, okay, I don't know like what word to use. It's just like both of them have this love for each other, but there's a divide. And in this person's story in particular, her mom is really focused on her own life at
Yes.
the end of the day.
Mhm.
And she will maybe have these moments of being like there for her
Right.
daughter. It's clear she loves her, but she, for reasons we don't know, is
Right.
way more focused on her life. It's way more of a priority to her.
It definitely gives me the feeling, which I've seen in a lot of my friends and just experiences of moms who really do love their children,
And can't show it.
but have this emotional block towards them. And I don't know if it's because of guilt or
Yeah. I don't know
whatever.
what it is either. There's clearly something. But the
Yeah.
scene that hit when her mom was laying in that kiddie pool
Yes.
and Jennifer, what was her name in this movie?
Oh my gosh. That should have
Lindsay.
Lindsay,
Duh.
duh. We had a whole conversation over that.
Okay. Lindsay, gets in, but she falls in a way that's like
Yes.
childish.
Yeah.
Like,
Kind of splashes her
yes, and
mom.
she had this smile on her face. And she's been fucked up this whole time.
Right.
So like this is like
She doesn't smile. She doesn't, if she jokes, it's dry.
it is dry, yeah. But she like was broke from it for a minute,
Hmm.
and then she was having this really cute moment with her mom,
Yeah.
where her mom was asking her vulnerable questions.
Right.
Like they were breaking through all the bullshit for a minute,
Yeah.
and then her mom goes on this phone call with Ted and gets
Yeah.
so sucked into it. I was having this moment with my daughter. Well, yeah, let me go into the other room. And she's like left here like alone in
Right.
this pool, and it's just this constant thing that like it really showed how she cannot rely on her mom for this
Yeah.
support, because at the end of the day she's left alone like with these feelings, even if her mom
Yeah.
does care or whatever. She doesn't have people in this place to rely on to help her
Right.
with anything at least emotional.
Hmm.
And that is like a type of loneliness, like a painful one from your family.
Yeah.
That they really showed it.
Okay. The film is done by this director, Lila
Oh yeah, click
Neusbauer.
on her.
I don't know how to pronounce that last name.
Wow, let's see if she's done anything else. Looks like she did a play and won a Tony. And yeah, I mean, it seems like one of the more popular things.
Um, yeah. Do you think they did a good job personally of character development?
Um, yeah,
Obviously, I feel like this is kind of a COVID film,
you do.
a bit, how there's
Okay.
basically only three characters in this whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that being said, I do think that the characters that they did have in it, I think it was good. I mean, just the two main ones, really.
What's her friend's name?
Oh my God, why am I pulling a blank?
I can't think of it either. I don't know why.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Oh, shoot. Oh, James.
What'd you think of James?
Oh my gosh. It's so funny. Um, he was giving the same energy as not like looks or anything, but just
Mm-hmm.
energy of Pepper,
Okay.
which
No,
obviously
I
only we'll
know.
know,
I
but
yeah.
he
But okay,
was
since no one knows who Pepper is, what
right.
else did you think of him?
No, I know. I just thought it was funny and I wanted to tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But he is like this gentle giant, obviously, with this huge facade of like,
Yeah.
he's really nice. He's kind. He has so much trauma he needs to work through that he has not.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't seem like he will really like maybe even get professional help and he almost needs it. This
He
guy
needs
is
it.
messed up.
Yeah.
But he's not taking it out on anybody in a bad way, which I
Mm,
respect because
yeah. It's not like excusable to do that.
I know that a lot of men in PTSD
They go crazy on
situations,
everyone else.
they do end up going crazy. No offense to anybody who has PTSD, man.
Yeah.
That's not, I'm just saying.
Just like, you know, keep it like to yourself. Damn.
Um,
We've just seen some victims out here.
yes. Okay.
Okay.
What did you think?
Okay. Like honestly the same. He's like I feel so bad for him, but like um I mean, okay, the thing is that the movie's centered around Jennifer. So
Right.
I'm just in her head more than his.
Right.
So it's just like I get it, but I'm also feeling like the effects of Afghanistan right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do think that this is realistic, but just it's super realistic. But something that I thought was like, really, dude, is when he got really mad
I
at
know.
her and did not talk to her, avoided her. And it's just kind of immature, I think, because he knew her situation.
Mhm.
I also respect that whoever wrote this did not make this a love story because
Yeah, or even that like
I feel like a
she
lot of
just
times,
ended up being with a guy too. Because a lot
right?
of times like LGBT movies, one of them is like straight or like will decide to be
Yeah.
straight. Like it's something
Yeah.
bizarre.
Or like a guy changes their mind and they
Yeah,
just like,
something like that.
because of
And
the
I thought
chemistry
this
just is so
was
good.
yeah, it was just so good. It overpowered the
Yeah.
sexuality. But I thought this was like going there for a second. I was like,
I
oh,
know.
not like no way.
Because I was really convinced. I was like, no, I know this is not a love
Yeah,
story. I know it's a story about friends. So hopefully this does not happen.
and yeah, and it didn't.
Thank
It
God. But I
yeah.
thought it was a great example of, something realistic that can
Mm.
happen in life and that's not the phony, like she fell for him.
Oh, okay. Also, I wanted to say that when I liked her little relationship with the caretaker, first of all.
Oh
Like left in the
my
dust of the movie,
God.
but
That part was so good. That lady,
she's
I
so
know you're an
comforting.
actor. You're
Like, come take
amazing.
care of me.
Come take care of me. I
I
need that
didn't realize I
treatment.
needed someone to sponge my bath in this
And
sit
just like
down
hug
shower
me if I'm
if I'm freaking out in the
stroking
middle of the
out.
night. Yeah. Susan? Susan, come here.
No, seriously.
No, Susan was
That's an
great.
angel. And if you are somebody who works in that field,
Mm-hmm.
you're an angel.
Yeah.
Truly.
No, for real. Oh, yeah, Susan's story is really cute. And even when Lindsay first comes to like meet Susan and
Yeah.
she's like not speaking to her, Susan
She gets it.
she gets it so bad. She's so comfortable to be around.
You could say, even when she offended her, kind of, at
Mm.
the kitchen table,
That's
like
how I
a
felt
miserable life. She's
about
like, relax. It's not a big deal.
yeah. And because she was like sometimes like when you have this brain injury you'll say things you don't mean.
Right.
And you kind of saw that throughout the movie too, even when she kissed James and she was
Yeah.
like, I
I
just
felt
felt so
bad for
bad
you.
for you.
Yeah.
It was like another blurt that like she didn't
I noticed that
really
too.
mean to like come off that way.
Right. There were some moments where I kind of had like a little bit of a laugh. That part
Like
was
what?
almost emotional. And then she said, I felt bad for you. And I almost like let out a laugh. There was another moment too. I think I laughed.
Well, I think it was when he was like sleeping in the car.
There
She's
was a
driving
moment
him.
before that.
Because I saw you smiling and I was
I
just
did. I
confused.
thought
Like,
it was
what the
funny
fuck is so funny?
because it just was funny.
Okay. But I was gonna say this moment I thought was so sad. And also so good to watch. She's kind of done with her whole thing with Susan, and she gets, her mom doesn't pick her up from the bus stop,
Yeah.
and she like sits there for a minute on her suitcase, and I don't know how much time went by before
Yeah.
she decided to get her own ride back
Mm-hmm.
to the house. But her sitting there for the minute, her going to the bus stop, and then like the sun coming
Yeah. The
in.
bus ride home.
Oh my
I
god. I think
know.
there was music playing too.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
I know.
It felt like the MoMA. Felt like art. Felt like I was
Mhm.
at a museum.
Oh my gosh, another part that I felt like that too, and I thought was so good was the scene where they just showed the different pools
Hmm.
at all these different houses that she
Yeah, and I
cleans.
love how they had this character so like fixated on water and pools
Yes.
because it's so calming and it's
Yeah.
so
It's
I don't
really
know.
rehabilitation, rehabilitating. I don't know how to say that word right
Okay.
now. Brain dead. But water is my
Yeah.
point.
Hmm.
And I do obviously we're both connected to water.
Yeah, we're both water signs.
Water will make anybody feel better, I'm convinced.
Yeah, 'cause it reminds you of the womb. That's just the on God
Oh my
truth.
gosh, you should have seen your face
That is
when
just
you
the
said
on God
that.
truth. When you're in water, it reminds you of
The
being back in
womb.
the womb, so you feel super comfortable.
I bet.
You're back in that sack at the beginning.
And it was so hot every time they got in the pool. It just seems so
Oh
nice.
my God, it
Okay,
looks
can
so
I
hot.
just um take my body here and just throw it across wherever they're living?
New Orleans?
Is that where they're at?
Yeah.
I never paid attention
Hmm.
to that. Yeah, I'd like to be there right
Oh
now.
yeah. It looked humid as fuck.
I don't care.
I don't know.
It is negative 30 degrees, the wind chill.
I don't know.
So no, I need to be there.
Yeah. I mean, mm,
I know you're not into, I mean, I'm not into that like forever. Just tonight.
yeah. Okay, I thought it was so
There's a scene I want to talk about so bad, and I cannot wait till you bring it up. But
really?
go ahead.
Okay, this is definitely not it. But I was gonna say when she's at the doctor and she says, you said like I shouldn't go back. It's like, trauma. My likelihood of depression is high.
Yeah,
But like what if I have like worse trauma here? Or like trauma here too, something like
their
that.
trauma.
Yeah. And it was such a thinker. It even was for this doctor to
I
think
know.
about like him overstepping what he feels is
Right.
right because for this girl in particular, it really might be less traumatic. I don't know for sure. Like, okay, I don't,
Okay.
but they're different types
No,
of
I
trauma.
totally know what you're saying, and this kind of segues into what I was going to talk about the scene.
Okay.
And I know this is towards the end, but I mean, I guess it's close to that scene too. And I thought it was a parallel between that because obviously we all know that people who have PTSD or have been deployed and have gotten PTSD, they do really want to get back all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They do want to go back. And she goes into this jail to see her brother,
Oh
this
my
prison.
God.
That scene, I did shed a little bit of a tear
At the I
at
love you,
at the
the
end. The
hand.
I miss you, yeah, and they said I miss you.
Yeah.
It was so good. And she
Yes.
loves him so much. You can tell she almost had this
Yes.
emotional block to him for so long. And it was just, and he was so innocent. Like
I
everything
know.
about it was just
I know. It was crazy. It was so like just the looks they gave each other in their eyes. It was so sad.
in the sign language, just
Yeah. And
made it
obviously,
so
like I said,
much.
since we know what I love you is, and they held it on
I know.
the little
And he
screen
said, I
forever.
miss you.
It was horrible.
Oh my gosh. That was so sad. It was so amazing to see though.
Yeah, I
It was
know.
so good. Okay, but my thing was gonna be is in it he said, I think I'm better off in here. It's not safe for me. I don't trust myself out there. It's better for me in here. And I think about like a lot of people who have been in trauma. And even when they go to like jail or prison, sometimes they are not. They're too scared to come out.
Hmm.
And he dealt with his own PTSD
Yeah.
in a way.
They all
And this
did.
was his safe place, almost like, Afghanistan or just being deployed in general
Yeah, far away.
is safe for her.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but obviously they're siblings. They didn't go through
Mhm.
the same thing, maybe don't have the exact same trauma, but
But yeah, she said like we were both trapped in this house
yeah.
basically. And which like obviously what she's really saying, like they're both trapped like here
Yeah.
in this life with their
Mhm.
situations or whatever.
Yeah.
What did you think of James's car accident?
Ugh. I mean, so sad.
Mm, I
It was
know.
heartbreaking.
I know.
More than heartbreaking. I don't even know.
I know.
Okay.
Okay,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say that James, yes, he has trauma to work through. Agreed.
Yeah.
But really, he needs to work through forgiving himself. That
Oh,
is like
I
his
know.
biggest thing because he's slumping through guilt. I mean,
Yeah.
he cannot get up from guilt.
He's
He's burned into the
smoking
ground.
weed to just
Anything.
avoid it.
Beer, lots of beer.
Yeah. Just anything. And he's in this house alone, suffering.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's really bad.
Yeah, he's not doing good.
And if you look at between obviously the two,
Yeah.
obviously this is through Lindsay's eyes and everything, but his trauma is so bad.
Mhm.
So bad that it almost makes you for a second think, damn, Lindsay, get it together. Just for a second.
Mhm.
Because you hear this and it's just, it gets worse every time he says more about it.
I know, and he doesn't even have his leg
I know.
on top of it all. He lost that too.
It's horrible. And
And
he
when
said
he
it was
said,
twisted that he saw the sole
"Oh,"
of his shoe.
and even just how he described it, of like I felt this pressure, and I saw the whole car was twisted, and so was I with it.
I did notice that I appreciated them that they didn't even have to show the scenes. A lot of times in movies they'll do like a flashback scene, maybe,
Mhm.
to show us what happened. And in all their stories, we get a monologue of what happened in their trauma.
Yeah.
Because I thought hers was really interesting too when she was talking to the doctor and he said, okay, go over what happened.
Yeah, it was so
And it's so
traumatic.
much worse when
Oh
you hear
yeah.
it than if you just see what's on paper.
Right.
And I think that that's important to remember because a lot of people have PTSD from being in these situations. And it's kind of just like looked over because everyone who comes back from Afghanistan seems to have PTSD.
Mhm.
But these stories are really, really traumatic.
Like, yeah, especially the fact that on top of the person burning next to her,
Mm-hmm.
even just like her seeing the first one and then not knowing like what
Yeah.
really happened, but then eventually, oh, she can't breathe, she
Yeah.
can't see, and then someone finally opens the back, but and the people who are getting out are getting shot, and so
Yeah.
she can't get out either because
I
she'll
know.
get shot dead. But she also has to leave because this man is like gonna catch her on fire,
Yeah.
like eventually, you know, and then just
Horrible.
like wakes up kind of from it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is to this character, this is a real like experience, like something like this is a real day in their life.
Yeah. And
Like
you could
that's
tell she
insane.
was trying to make it not emotional
Mm,
talking about it. She was not going to get emotional. She's probably told the story to a bunch of doctors and probably heard it whenever she woke up. So it's something that she's trying to desensitize herself from.
yeah.
But she is really messed up from it. And I just think I know she really wants to go back, but honey, you're
I
not
know.
ready.
But it was really weird too because I also saw why she like wants to, or even
Yeah,
why
no,
she
I get
feels
it.
ready.
Yeah.
I even saw that of like technically I feel like there's no like more steps for me
Yeah.
to do. Like I saw how she personally felt ready despite everyone else obviously
Mhm.
seeing. Like, do you see what this has done to
Yeah.
you?
No, I get it.
I know, I just thought they captured that really well.
They did.
Yeah.
And even when she was like, I want to get off all these pills. And then she
Mhm.
comes home and
Mhm.
has that panic attack.
Oh my God. Okay, the day that she kissed James and they like got into this fight and she goes home and like slowly gets into this shower bath
Yeah.
and just sits there,
Yes.
I'm hurting. Like I am
Yeah.
physically hurting. And she went back the next or like literally the next day, I think, or even the day after that to clean up the
Mhm.
mess because she
Yeah.
couldn't even. That's when you knew
Mhm.
that panic attack was so bad.
I
She
know.
had to get home and just sit in the
I
shower.
know. Ugh, those feelings are, I mean, I never been through
Yeah.
what she went through, but I get those feelings of anxiety and panic attacks
You know,
so
I thought what
much.
was really good about this movie is that despite it being very specific stories, very specific
Yeah.
traumas that are for specific groups of individuals
Mhm.
completely, regardless, a lot of people can fit a lot of this into their own life. And
Yeah.
that's just a fact. This is probably going to hit people in all different
Right.
ways of because I'm sure regardless, a lot of people have experienced trauma. And so
Yeah.
just those feelings are recognizable
Right.
or familiar, you know?
Yeah. I think we
Yeah.
kind of skipped over something in James' story because we went to, oh, when he was going over his accident and he was telling the details. You were going to say something.
No, I just wanted to know like what you thought of his.
I told you, and then you were describing it. But yeah, it was so bad. What I was going to say was he said, obviously, Jess was in the car,
Mm,
his soon to
Antoine.
be stepson, and he said
No,
his
no, no.
nephew.
There's no stepson in the car.
I thought it was her son, Jess's son.
Yeah, Jess's son, his nephew. That's it.
No, I thought it was the girl he was engaged to.
Mm-mm. His sister Jess, Antoine, and him, and Antoine died.
Weird. So. Hold up. Je- Never mind. Forget it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't even know how to tell you
What
what
do you
I'm
want to just
confused
try?
about.
Okay, because it's so simple to follow. Like, there's three people in the car.
Yeah, because obviously we know about his sister,
Hmm.
the girl he's engaged to.
She's not like relative to this car accident. He just happened to be engaged to her. He said she left when he like lost
That's
his
it.
leg.
I
Yeah,
thought
she just like wasn't, fucking with that.
I thought something else. Anyways, go on.
That's it. What do you mean?
Whatever. What did you think of the mom?
Um, I don't. Okay, I'll put it like this. In terms of generational trauma, this family has a long way to go. Like
Yeah.
this mom is near the top of
Yeah.
like really bad trauma that ends up fading over the lines.
Mhm.
I don't know what she's been through, but clearly that's been passed down to her children pretty heavily and you can
Yeah.
just see it in her parenting styles.
Mhm.
What did you think about her?
I think she's a very real woman.
Mhm. Okay.
I just feel like I see her every day, going to the
Yeah.
store. She's just a very realistic woman.
Yeah, I don't know who that actor is, but I was thinking she did a really good job because
Yeah, she did.
there's like certain roles that seem like I don't know if like they seem easy to play, but like okay, no. There's certain roles you just don't think about as really good acting
Yeah.
unless you like know this actor so heavily that it's crazy to see them like this. But there's roles like this where it can kind of go under your radar that
Yeah.
this person's doing a really good job acting like a recovering addict or
Yeah.
like I don't know, like whatever the fuck. Do you know what I'm saying?
hmm
Just this long line of life.
What do you think the point of it all is? This movie?
You tell me. What do you think?
Probably just overcoming trauma or
Yeah.
dealing with it.
What do you think of her like moving in with James at the end?
I thought it was cute. I really hope that they can have a friendship for both of their sakes. I feel like they both need a friend, and I just hope that James doesn't fuck him up.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's cute. Obviously, I think that they're really a good set of friends. It's just I don't trust him to just be friends with her
I
on
know.
his side because he's gonna fall in love with her if he is not already.
He is already.
Yeah.
We both know that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh man, for real. That is Causeway 2,
Yeah.
the domestic in relationship of what goes on in the house of James and Lindsay.
Yeah. That's crazy. I feel like it was a good movie. That's all I have to say about it, really. It was really
The
good.
music was soul sucking.
Yeah.
I feel like I got sucked through a what are those wormholes? Is
What
that,
are those wormholes?
is that what they have in space? I feel like
Yeah.
I got sucked right the fuck through. I was being stretched slowly.
Oh my
Like, isn't that
gosh.
what happens in the wormholes or a black hole?
Like a black hole? Yeah, I think so.
You're like
That's
slowly
crazy.
stretched forever.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Yeah, that's how I felt when these songs would come on in this
That's
movie.
crazy.
Yeah, they were powerful. And
Mhm.
the specifically, I think it was the bus ride, her getting in the shower after the
Mhm.
fight, and Susan giving her this like sponge bath. It was
Yeah.
playing too, and it was just I'm hurting. I'm
I
hurting.
know.
I need a walker to get up and
I
leave
know.
because I'm bent over from pain.
I know.
I'm gonna lie awake.
I think another moral is like needing a support system going
Yeah.
through these traumas that
Mhm.
it is so hard to do it alone.
Yeah, it's actually impossible is the message.
Yeah.
Just stop trying.
Yeah. And I just thought,
Because none of them actually, I mean interrupt you, but none of them were fixing any of their shit without each other. Even her
no.
brother, he was not like okay, he's doing his own thing, but a lot seemed like it healed for him when she visited him.
Yeah. And I think even for him, he has his people in prison. He does. He has the people who are probably the guards. He's not obviously a problem
Right.
in this prison and that structure
Yeah, and
that,
his thing is drugs. Like he's
yeah,
not like a violent like
right.
offender, like whatever the fuck,
Hmm.
he's in for a drug charge.
Yeah,
And, yeah, he's just like he seems pretty harmless.
he is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I think with the mom,
She has Ted.
Ted, or her men, whoever these
Yes.
men are, obviously they're for each other, Lindsay and
James.
James. And I think that's really,
Yeah, the message is you need to find someone if
yeah.
you're in trauma.
You just need a good support system,
Yeah.
however that comes to
Or
be.
else, because it gets dark. Every
Seriously, it
time
is
they get
dark.
alone,
Yeah.
the world starts getting darker by the
Mm-hmm.
second. Like they're falling into a
Yeah.
hole. And then someone will come and bring them right the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What did you think about the pool scene, the public pool scene? I thought it
Um,
was so funny whenever, okay, it was like a cute scene or whatever. But I thought it was so funny when she dove into that
like
huge,
40,000 children.
yes, and she like I never saw her come
No,
up.
I never did either. And I thought, because I was looking at this crowded pool, that she is
I know.
snaking around the legs of all of these
I just
children.
thought the same thing, and I was like, she
I
better
wish we,
swim all the way to the
I,
back.
I wish we saw that shot of her having to dodge
I
all
know.
these, like,
Legs,
yes.
torsos.
And what are those floaties? All sorts of shit,
Yeah,
just
it was
everywhere.
so funny. I know that wasn't supposed to be funny. It was
And
just in
I
my
don't know
little
why
head.
she like picked that pool.
Oh, I think it was just a public pool. her pool was not
Okay,
clean
that's
and
right.
she can't just keep swimming in these people's pools that she's cleaning.
Yeah, that's true. She
She
wanted
doesn't
to
have
swim.
a lot of money, but I thought it was really funny. She does like offer to pay for everything.
Mhm.
She loves
Okay,
taking care of people.
when she was going to James's house at the very end to be like, "Can I still move in here?"
Yeah.
and she had the six-pack of beers in
Yeah.
her hand, there was something about this scene to me that was so wholesome
It
because it was a
was.
long, like, walk. Well, they showed us,
Mhm.
at least, like, 20 seconds of her walking with it, and her just, like, because it made me think of how she fully went into a store before this
Yeah.
and, like, said like, bought these with, like, the
I know.
intention to give it to James,
I
or, like,
know.
to even drink with James,
I know.
and just oh my god, it was so cute, you
It
know?
was so cute. So what do you think? Do you think she obviously she decided to stay longer.
Yeah.
How long do you think until she goes back? Do you think she's ever going back?
It's hard to say. I don't think she knows either. It is a
I think
50-50
she
chance.
could.
Yeah, I think it's literally 50-50. It
Yeah.
just depends.
Yeah. I just know she's not going to end up in this town forever.
Mm,
I just don't believe it. She's only what, 26?
yeah.
She's not.
She's not.
And
She
she
might
fucking hates this town.
she probably won't go back, like, just thinking about it. I don't know. She might. I
She
don't know
might
what
go
else to
back,
say.
but if she whenever she comes back the next time, I think
She's on her way.
she's on her way.
Bye, James.
James, you should go to, honestly.
Yeah,
This place is so good for
seriously.
you.
There's too much trauma here. Start
So much
over.
baggage.
Oh
You
my
really do need to
god.
let it
The
all
weight
go.
of this movie is breaking my back.
But it was so good.
It
And
was
just,
so good. At the same time as I'm crippling at the weight of this trauma, I'm ascending in, like, the other way.
yeah. And I do think that they did great. Obviously the acting was great. Directing great. Screenplay great. Screenplay is by 3 different people. Um, A24, thank you once again. You never
Another
let me
banger.
down.
Never let me down yet.
I will say the reviews, I mean, not the reviews, the ratings online are not that great. Rotten
What are
Tomatoes
they?
is pretty accurate. Rotten Tomatoes is 86%. IMDb is 6.5 out of 10. 64% of users like this movie, and 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Lame.
I think it deserved more than that.
Yeah. I mean, it just does.
Yeah.
It was good. It
It
was
was
really good. I miss it.
simple and
I
to the
miss that
point.
feeling of being sucked through that black hole and stretched a long time. It's painful and
Oh my God, I'm
slow.
about to have to cut you off. Just kidding.
It feels good at the same time. It's weird. It was
You're
like
crazy.
cathartic. Or it was not like cathartic. It was okay, this is gonna sound like BS, and it is,
Okay.
but it feels like being understood or something. This is really BS in terms of
Yeah.
a lot, but I just mean
No, but if you do have PTSD, obviously PTSD comes in all different forms.
yeah.
And if you have it, you're going to relate.
Just like
Even a little bit, even if you
most
just have
people are gonna
anxiety.
relate for real. Just if you have any trauma, which feels like
Hmm.
what, everyone?
Everyone has, well,
Yeah,
usually,
like you're just gonna I don't know. I mean, you also have to go through trauma of a certain extent.
yeah. But even if you have like severe panic attacks and maybe you don't even
Yeah.
know like
Mhm.
why you have these panic attacks, you're going to feel God.
Yeah. Like I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, J Law did so good.
She did.
I already heard, like, we both know that everyone was like, Jennifer Lawrence did so good in this movie.
Yeah.
She
Do
did.
you think she's going to get nominated?
She should. That's all I have to say.
There's so many people that should get nominated. It's going to be such a tough year.
It's mostly the women.
I
Men
know.
did really good too. And there's a few people I'm pretty confident are already gonna get nominated.
Mhm.
But just some of the women I was just thinking this year, like who's going to win? And
It's such a toss up,
I
even with just like Best Picture. I don't even know.
no, yeah, but the like lead actress award.
Mhm.
I was just thinking about some people who I assume, and I'm not gonna say it like right now, but
Right.
people who I assume are gonna be nominated, and just how like in their own way they each deserve it.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't know. There's certain movies I think would win maybe Best Picture over others, but
Yeah.
the female actors this year were outstanding.
Yeah.
Like, whoa,
I
you know?
know.
I
It was
really don't
great.
know. There's like I said, there's some movies that it doesn't mean your movie was like the
Mhm.
best of the year, but your acting
Yeah.
I will not forget. And I've said that a
I know.
couple times in a couple different movies this
I
year.
agree. It's gonna be a tough year, and if you lose, just know you still
You
did.
still
You still
won.
deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah. They just only had one
Yeah.
trophy. Oh, but one thing I was thinking, and again, I'm not gonna say, you know what? Never mind.
You're gonna save it?
I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like we really did go over this movie
Oh,
pretty
okay.
well.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we missed anything?
No, I don't think.
To me, it was even a short movie. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
It was an hour and 30 minutes.
Wait, one thing. What did you think of their hug before the kiss? I thought it
It
was
was
so
so
pure.
emotional.
It was
It was
incredible.
so emotional, and then they kissed, and I was almost pissed.
I was almost pissed too, but the hugging was so powerful because for one, that rarely happens. And a lot of times that's what a lot of trauma victims need.
Yeah.
And like a lot of, like we'll seriously just need like a hug is my
Yes.
point. And her
Yes.
knowing like being two steps ahead of that and
Mhm.
just going right in
Even when
for it.
she's dealing with her own stuff and she's not even affectionate like that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say is that the other thing is she's also this trauma victim
Mhm.
heavily and like taking this comfort role of someone else
Yeah.
too because she also gets it
I know.
and she probably craves that too
That
so
was
she
so
knows what
powerful. We
he's like
should have said
missing.
this first. Like,
The
what the
hug.
hell? Just talked about this scene because we really left it at the end. But
Mhm.
it was so good. That was a really powerful scene. And him crying, and he really grabbed on her. He needed that, like, support. It wasn't even weird until she made it a little bit weird, and then he made it weird.
Yeah, there was nothing weird from the start. Oh, you want to know something I did want to say? Well, okay, we know how their relationship is. We'll say like the second half of the movie.
Mhm.
What did you think about their like first half of the movie? Almost before they even reveal their traumas. Did you think they were like they were kind of awkward or
They
something?
were a little awkward, dry.
Mhm.
They neither of one of them wanted to spill any tea about themselves. They were
Mhm.
both they like trusted each other or they wanted to, but they didn't.
Okay.
They were just on guard almost.
Okay, yeah. Another trauma sign.
Yeah. And I don't know like if he for him he did was looking to date.
Yeah. I mean, he was. It was so obvious. I think that's why it was awkward. Is
Yeah.
because also it kept feeling like it doesn't feel like this is like romantic. It's like I think it was just also
Yeah.
kind of awkward to see him like hit
Mhm.
on her
Yeah.
because she's also like she's so fucked up right
She
now.
is. I
Like
mean, I wasn't even thinking about her sexuality, obviously. It wasn't
she's
even a
not
thought.
thinking about anything
No
even
one
close to
was.
that.
You just know that she's not needing a man.
Yeah, like for real. She doesn't have time for this shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
But I thought their bar scene was funny with this jabroni coming up
I know.
like an
How
asshole.
how real is that?
Too real, this fucking asshole, and he won't fuck off
I know.
either.
They don't.
And he was rude. He was rude to James too. It's
Duh.
like, oh, you're with him?
What's new?
What an asshole. James is going through it too,
I
like
know.
jabroni. Like you are interfering with so
Jabroni?
much, you know? He was
Yeah.
such an asshole.
He was terrible.
It was
So annoying.
awful. Oh, what did you think about when she smoked weed for the first time and her eyes are darting like
I didn't even notice that.
you didn't? You
No.
should almost watch that scene again. Because he literally is like, "Are you good?"
Oh,
And she was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he was like, "If it gets dark, just ride it out."
I didn't miss that. I guess missed her eyes.
That's why he said it.
That's
And
funny.
then she's like, "How do I do that?" And
Yeah,
then she
tell
kind of
me.
changed the subject.
How do
He
you do
didn't.
that?
He didn't tell her. He just said, "Well, what's dark?" And she's like,
Yeah,
she
he
knows. She
didn't
like
because
changed the
come on,
subject.
be for real.
Yeah, you just suffer.
You do have to write it. He did say like, obviously you have to write it through. That's just the truth.
Yeah, duh. And it's just weed. He should have said
It's just weed, and when you smoke it, it's gonna go away
it's
pretty
gonna go
quick
away.
if you
Yeah,
smoke it.
especially if you just had like a hit.
Yeah.
Like just
That
chill.
is so funny. But yeah.
Um, yeah. Congratulations to everyone in this movie for doing their part.
Yes. So
Period.
good.
You don't have anything else to say about it?
I don't think so. For me, it was so sweet and simple and heartbreaking,
Yeah.
traumatic, but good.
Oh, one last final
Oh
thought I will
gosh.
say. Something that I was noticing when I was watching it is I was like, why do I love this movie? Like why am I fucking with this so hard?
Hmm.
What exactly? And like I had kind of talked about this with you too, of there's certain movies that maybe I can give you a high rating, but I'm not gonna say it's like my favorite movie
Hmm.
necessarily. And I
Yeah.
was thinking like the difference with this is that I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
And there's other movies that I can respectfully say this is a job well done.
Hmm.
But I don't even enjoy sitting here like
Yeah.
watching this. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this like what I was thinking during this movie was those movies I'm like watching them and this one I was like feeling it, you
Yeah.
know. I think there's like that's like the major difference to me. I'm really attracted to like I need to feel something heavy.
I completely get that.
And the more I'm sucked into feelings,
Yeah.
the more I'm going to have a personal favorite, you know.
Yeah. A24 does that so well.
They do. They do. All right, that's all I wanted to say though.
Oh, okay.